And unlike other base models in Daish's lineup, the lowest trim Bigster does not ask drivers to use their cell phone as a central screen. A 7 or 10-inch central screen is standard, depending on trim levels. Title: Tesla faces growing protests over Elon Musk's political activism as sales falter. Content: Sunnyvale, California. Anti-Tesla protesters targeting CEO Elon Musk's political activism lined the streets of the Silicon Valley community last Saturday, urging car shoppers to abandon the nearby Tesla showroom, dump their stock in the company, and join the growing demonstration. The nationwide movement organized by Tesla Takedown wants to suppress sales just as Tesla struggles to meet first-quarter delivery goals. It is part of a global backlash against Musk's support for right-wing parties in Europe and his role as a key advisor to President Donald Trump. Drivers passing by the March 22 protest in Sunnyvale honked energetically in support of more than 100 protesters lining both sides of the busy street. A few passing by shouted profanities, and one counter-protester joined the event with a sign that said, "Thank you, Elon." The protest effort against the once-beloved automaker in electric vehicle-friendly California is set to expand to more than 200 Tesla locations in the US, Canada, Europe, the UK, and Australia on March 29 as part of a global day of action organized by Tesla Takedown on its website. Elon Musk is using his unelected political position to loot our government, demolish life-saving services, and make himself richer, said a flyer handed out at the Sunnyvale event. Our protests are already damaging Tesla's sales and reputation. Join us. Protest signs at the Sunnyvale event called Musk an oligarch and a tyrant and warned of cuts to Social Security, Medicaid, and national parks as part of his role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency. The Tesla Takedown protests began in early February across the U.S. The 2025 NADA show in New Orleans brought together industry leaders, including Hague Partners, to discuss the latest trends shaping the future of auto retail. Despite travel challenges, those who made it to the show were met with an electric atmosphere, reflective of a renewed optimism among dealers. Musk has defended his work cutting federal workers and programs as necessary to prevent the U.S. from going bankrupt from deficit spending. It turns out, when you take away people's money they're receiving fraudulently, they get very upset, Musk said in a March 18 interview with Fox News. And they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government. The FBI formed a task force in late March to investigate several acts of vandalism and arson at Tesla showrooms and charging stations in the U.S., including a March 18 attack at a Las Vegas sales and collision center that destroyed 2 vehicles and left several more damaged. Musk blamed Democrats and the left for the attacks in a Fox News interview. A day earlier, he posted on his social media site X, "The level of violence is insane and deeply wrong. Tesla just makes electric cars and has done nothing to deserve these evil attacks." Tesla Takedown said on its website that it's a peaceful movement that opposes violence, vandalism, and destruction of property. Tesla's stock price dropped 28% from Jan. 1 to the March 26 market close, wiping out hundreds of billions of dollars in market capitalization. Amid Wall Street concerns over Musk's damage to the Tesla brand, analysts say it's difficult to quantify the impact on sales. Tesla is also struggling with an aging vehicle lineup, disappointing sales of its Cybertruck pickup, and growing competition in the US, Europe, and China. Mr. Musk is clearly making a decision that his focus on politics appears to be more important to him right now than his focus on Tesla, said Brian Moss, president of the California New Car Dealers Association. California is the biggest EV market in the US. If you were to design a strategy to destroy a brand, you probably couldn't come up with a better strategy, . Tesla's US registrations fell 11% in January, according to the most recent data from S&P Global Mobility. Meanwhile, non-Tesla EVs enjoyed a 44% gain. In California, Tesla registrations fell 31% in January as rivals stole market share from the EV leader. There's a heck of a lot more competition for Tesla than there was 5 or 10 years ago, Moss said. Their sales have declined 5 quarters in a row in California, and that was before January. Musk's politics are a factor, Moss added, but so is Tesla's aging lineup and growing competition. Tesla announced the launch of a freshened version of its best-selling Model Y in January for March delivery. Limited supply of the updated model may hurt sales in the first quarter as factories in the US, Germany, and China slowly ramp up production, some Wall Street analysts said. In Europe, Tesla sales fell 40% in February, according to the European Automobile Manufacturers Association. Tesla's share of the battery electric vehicle market fell to about 10% from more than 20% a year earlier. An anti-Tesla campaign in the UK by a group called Everyone Hates Elon has taken responsibility for posters in London calling Tesla the swastika. One poster showed Musk making an arm gesture at Trump's inauguration that critics compared to a Nazi salute. On the Joe Rogan podcast in February, Musk said the gesture to the crowd was innocent and hopefully people realize I'm not a Nazi. Separately, deliveries of Tesla's China-made vehicles dropped 49% in February from a year earlier, Reuters reported in early March. Tesla is under pressure from Chinese automakers such as BYD that offer highly competitive vehicles at a lower cost, analysts say. Some of Tesla's biggest supporters on Wall Street are warning that Musk's mix of business and government roles is not healthy for the automaker. The brand damage started off as limited in our view based on our initial survey work but now has spread globally over the last few weeks in what we would characterize as a brand tornado crisis moment for Musk and Tesla, Dan Ives, an analyst at Wedbush, said in a March 19 research note. Ives later praised Musk after he held a meeting with Tesla employees, broadcast on X, that focused on projects such as autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots to grow revenue and profits. This was a key moment for Musk and Tesla to show leadership, and he did. I've said March 21st.